I heard all that feedback off of your thing. Oh man, welcome back to another episode. Today we are going to be covering some interesting topics. There's a lot of fear going on right now on some stuff, and you probably should be a little afraid, but that's okay. You know, it's normal. Shit drops and people get afraid. Before we begin, make sure you guys do check the description below. We have a solid VPN deal. You're like, wait, what? We have a good VPN deal. Make sure you guys do check it out because you need to protect yourself from yourself sometimes because sometimes we do some stupid stuff.
Listen, VPNs are a must. I don't care which way you argue about them. I don't care if you think that they don't give you any layer of protection. I don't care what you think. Everybody should have a VPN as part of your tool belt. There's been articles recently about the great northern Canadian country that is starting to block certain things, and the only way to get around certain things is with a VPN. So, when you're testing and you're troubleshooting your devices and your services and whatever you're doing, it's always good to try it with a VPN off and with a VPN on to see if your ISPs are blocking you or if it's actually a problem with the service of the device, right?
We should do an episode. We haven't done an episode on VPNs. We should do a VPN episode. It's been a while, but that'd be a good one. We could cover that stuff that's happening up in the north and why some apps no longer work, and yeah, that'll be a good topic. And we had a good comment from our flick chick. She is always excited to hear you say
Buzz TV, BuzzTVGlobal.com. Make sure you check out BuzzTVGlobal.com. Always great devices, great support, great software. Everything it's just love using their devices. Their layout, they're constantly improving it. Their accessories, they're constantly improving it. Their remotes are constantly getting better. It feels like every time they come out with a new device, it's a whole new experience, right from the device to the software and the actual remote too. So nothing ever stays stagnant with BuzzTVGlobal.com. Make sure you check them out.
Exactly. That was not planned, by the way. The way we did that.
Did what?
The way we flowed into that.
Well,
so I think that just went over next level's head. That's okay. You're like, what are you talking about, Willis?
Buzz TV.
Yeah. Okay, so the crypto freaking world is crashing right now, and the market is crashing, and freaking life is crashing. There is, oh man, okay. I saw this post, and it says, "Not this crap again," and it was a picture of no toilet paper. There's some grocery stores right now that have no toilet paper.
That shit's going to be the least of your worries.
It's going to be part of it. I don't know if you know half the shit that's happening over here.
Yo, food is running out, dog.
Yeah.
You don't need toilet paper if you got nothing to shit out.
Well, people do have gardens in the back. So you might need that extra TP.
You can go in the garden too, give that compost a nice little spin.
Yeah, there's I don't know if you've heard about this, but there is one of the United States and North America's largest egg farm burned down. There is also one of the okay, so this is what I read not that long ago, and this is like a what the hell, so we'll probably repeat this later. 19 of the top food source farms in the United States since January 1st to June whatever has burnt down. The top 19. I'm not saying oh, well, this is number 1, this one was number 5, this one was number 20, this one was number 30. No, this is number 1 through 19, the most produced food of certain meat, chicken, eggs, like shit that you actually get all the time, burnt down to the ground to the point where it's shut down. and they're saying that um, people have noticed like some prices have been slowly going up.
Slowly.
Well, recently it's been skyrocketing, but it's slow. It's been for us. It's been like a slow, like, oh, cool. Eggs is like $2 and something cents. Next thing you know, it's $2.50. Now it's $2.80. Now it's $3. Now it's $4. It's just like, wait, the hell? Like a month ago, it was three something. How did it go from $3 to $4? Like it's like slowly going up,
You
and
know,
right now it's going for like
we should do an
faster.
episode on how to, what do they call it? How to become a prepper in the new world. You know those people that prep for the end of world,
Mm-hmm.
like how to prep for it, like what kind of tech might help you. Um, for instance, right now I'm looking into vacuum sealers. I just bought a dehydrator so I can make my own snacks that don't go bad. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I've actually been, well, we've been thinking about moving, and I know I've told you about that like a lot lately, or actually like for the last year now. Um, we're really seriously thinking about it. like, dude, like getting a farm and just have our own chickens, have our own cows, have our own everything, you know?
Yeah.
But it's crazy. It's crazy what's happening right now. The one thing I will say, this is the one thing I will say, and this shit pisses like, well, it doesn't piss me off. It just gets under my skin because I think people are very ignorant and they're very easily wanting to blame somebody.
Yeah, you people.
You people. I got family members like this, so I doubt they're gonna listen to this episode, but I don't give a shit if they do. Um, I tell them to their faces all the time. I'm like, you guys are dumb. Like just straight up, you're as stupid. um, the reason why crypto is crashing is not because of Joe Biden.
No, hell no. Has nothing to do with Biden. Biden can't even stay awake. He's not doing nothing.
Dude, when I see comments saying like, "Oh, see, when Trump was here," I'm like, dude, shut the like. Okay, as soon as you start that, like the second people say when President Trump was here, no, the crypto, no. Or even better, I heard this one just recently too. Remember when crypto was doing its bumps and it was like coming up slowly and then it had this crazy spike, dude. That was when Obama was. It's like, okay, shut up.
Oh
Crypto has nothing to
no,
do with the president at all.
no,
At all. When they say that, when they're just like, "Oh my gosh, like food prices are getting hiked up because Biden." I'm like, "Okay, Biden didn't go and start burning those farms down." Oh, here's a good one. Are you guys still in a Oh, I remember we had this conversation like I think it was during the winter time. Your guys' winter time. Our winter time doesn't start till like later, but I think you said that you guys had too much water up there.
electricity and water. Yeah,
Bro, you've heard of Las Vegas?
they have no water, right?
Bro, if anybody out there knows anything about Vegas, search um the Hoover Dam. Actually, right now, if you do me a favor, next level, I want to see your reaction. Search the Hoover Dam in 2000. Hoover Dam 2000. Hoover Hoover Dam DAM 2000 pictures.
Okay, yeah.
You're probably gonna see one of the first pictures where, ooh, here's actually a really really good comparison one. Um, you'll probably see one where it's like pretty full, right?
That's crazy. When was this picture taken?
For any of you guys were wondering, this is a picture side by side from 2000 and 2010. We haven't even looked at 2020 yet.
Yeah,
Within
I'm just
10
looking at that
years.
picture now.
Yeah. This is 2000 where it was all, dude, I remember going when it was this full. And I kept saying, like, what happens if the water goes over? Like what? And when I was taking the tour, they're just like, it'll never go over because we just release more of it, and then it just flows further. It flows a little bit quicker. Oh, okay, cool. I was like, dude, this is crazy. This is 2010. Obviously, we're not in 2010 right now. We're in 2022 or 22. I wonder if they have one from. Ooh, here's a really really good one. Um, check this one out. Wonder if I can blow this guy up.
They say it's a 140-foot drop.
Yes, it has gone down so much. I'm watching a YouTuber right now. I'm watching a YouTuber that lives out there in Vegas. Um, and he was walking over, like, I guess to go fishing and stuff like that. Um, what the heck is this? This can't be right. Okay, so anyway, I'm gonna get distracted just looking at some of these pictures because it's sickening just seeing it. Um, he was walking around over at Lake Mead, I think it was. Um, and he was just like, "Oh, look, this is where you used to back up the truck to put your boat." And it was like it was like a little thing that said 2018. And then he starts walking a long way as the ramp continues to go down, and this is 2019, and he keeps going. And he was just like, and the water was like way the freak down there. Like he walked for a good while. So when he finally gets down there, he says that before, if you had a regular truck, you could just dock out if you're pulling a boat, and then the boat would just take off. He's just like, now you need two things. You have to have two things. It's not one or the other. You have to have two things, or your truck is going to drown. It's going to get water in the thing, and that's it. Your truck's stuck. It's gone. The first thing is your truck has to have a lift. And he's not talking about little baby lift. He talked about a big lift. like you need to have a good size lift, which means you won't be able to park in certain parking garages anymore. The second thing is he says you need 4x4 because the cement that comes all the way down is slowly going into where the dirt's at, and you're going to get stuck, which means you're going to start sliding into the ocean.
Nice. That's not the ocean there, is it?
Well, the lake. You call it ocean, so I have to talk how
I don't
you
call
talk.
it an ocean. It's a name is a name. They call them beaches here. I know they're not on an ocean, but they're called beaches. Okay.
Whatever. So he was going around the lake, and he showed a video from 5 days ago. He said we were in this spot 5 days ago, and they showed a boat that was like this, and the water was like about right here, and it was just the nose of the boat. Like barely the nose of the boat was sticking up. It was just an old boat that was there. Bro, 5 days. He was out in that exact same spot, and the entire boat was exposed. And the water receded also even further down about like 6-7 feet.
Because they're letting water out or because it's evaporating? Like, what's the deal?
Both.
When they let it out, where does it go?
Southern California. That lake is supposed to I think like 11 million people get that water. It's like San Bernardino County. People are going to start freaking out when I say this. Anybody who lives out here. San Bernardino County, Imperial County, and San Diego County. I'm in San Bernardino County.
So you're the reason the Hoover Dam's disappearing?
No, I get Sparkletts water. Actually, I guess I'm part of the reason because I do take showers and that uses their tap water. So, but they're saying that the rate that it's going, water bottles are soon gonna be close to like $7-8 a bottle.
That's insane.
They said if they don't figure this out, that's what's going to happen. Also, it's getting so hot and the water is getting so thin that the fish are starting to boil inside the lake.
That's
It's
lovely.
yeah, the state of Nevada threw out a they threw out a bill or whatever out there. Well, not threw it out. They put it in place is what they did. This is going to be interesting to see your facial expression. And anybody out there listening, let us know what you guys think about this. The state of Nevada has said anybody that goes out to these lakes that are receding at an alarming rate, this is all government and state property. If you find a boat, a body bag, coffins, capsules, or anything that's sealed up that looks suspicious, if you didn't bring it in with you, it is government property. Pretty much leave it the F alone. There is already bodies discovered from back in the 20s in this lake. If
I
you
guess that makes
recall,
sense because it's exposing more, right?
oh yeah. Oh yeah. Dude, when these people were going down, just like cruising, barely coming in, they're finding like these big capsules that were like the size of a body. They're finding like some cars. They found like maybe like a dozen boats, and they look vintage, like old school. So, you know, back in the gangster days, people used to get rid of bodies there, you know? And all of that stuff is slowly being absorbed and slowly being discovered. And what I love about this is everybody's blaming the president for this too.
That's right.
Everything is the president's fault. Crypto,
Always
stock
is.
market, water receding. So, do we know why the stock market is crashing?
Well, I think it's pretty basic. Like, we're going through a recession, interest rates are going up. That will cause that will cause the markets to crash for sure, right? People, their money. So here's an interesting fact: when you see things going up in price, a little bit is because it costs more to produce them. But another huge factor is that what you're purchasing it with isn't as valuable as what you used to purchase it with before, right?
Mhm.
Like your dollar goes down probably, I would say, 8 to 10 to maybe even 12% a year. So if you see things rising above 8%, it's because the value that you're using, of what you're using, has gone down significantly. Then it's compounded by the factors of it's more difficult to access supplies, materials, shipping things, is compounding these things even further.
Yep. This is an article from BBC.com. And the very first thing that this says, based off of experts, and it's exactly what you just said: recession, inflation, interest rates, living cost, stock market. Like you pretty much covered everything.
But it's, if you didn't see it coming, then you are worse than the horses that race with the blinders on,
Yeah.
right? What have we not faced yet in the last 2 years? We went through a pandemic, we went through natural disasters, we went through war, right? Because there's countries out there that are dealing with war, and these countries supply the world with the largest amount of fertilizer and pesticide control, right? What do you need that for? Well, shit, all of your freaking crops, right? Then we also look at some of the other largest producers in the world. Like if we look at India, for instance, and India produces the most amount of wheat and sugar.
Mm-hmm.
People, like, you don't even comprehend how many things wheat and sugar is in. Most people probably say, "Oh, I can survive off of ramen noodles." Well, ramen is made out of wheat. So if you ain't got no wheat, you ain't got no ramen. What are you gonna survive? What's in your bunker? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Oh my god. And then at the end of the day, we always say, when you're investing, invest with money that you would be okay with losing. Because what's happening right now is a market flush.
Yeah.
So people who can't afford to lose that money is either going to lose it or pull it out of the market. And either way, that's going to cause the market to come down as well, which is happening right now, right? I've always foreseen a decent sized crash when we see things like regulations being implemented into crypto, right? Anytime there's going to be any kind of regulations in crypto, there's going to be a lot of fear, uncertainty, and doubt. But also, wouldn't these companies who can or have a lot of money and can manipulate certain things, wouldn't it make sense for them to bring down the market before all of the companies start to like put crypto into their balance sheets? I think
Yep.
a lot of companies, once it becomes regulated by the government, will have crypto on their balance sheets, and they're going to want to buy in when it's under $20,000 a Bitcoin
Mm-hmm.
and hold it until it gets $500,000 a coin. People still ask me, "You think it's going to hit $500,000 a coin?" Yeah, I do. I still think it's going to hit $500,000 a coin.
Mm-hmm.
So if, I know people literally right now that sold all of their tech in the process of selling their car just so they can buy a Bitcoin.
Jeez.
And I can't even argue that fact because the last bull run, the people who did that came out significantly wealthier than they went in.
I'm almost at even. I'm not quite. I still have a. I still have some profits, but a lot of the stuff that I put in, like for Ethereum and like some of these other cryptos, I'm about almost. I'm not there yet, but I'm almost even. And I'm kind of like, whoa, okay. If it comes down just a little bit more, I'm gonna load up big time too, because it's
Yeah.
gonna because like who was it? Coinbase put out a commercial that said 2022 crypto is dead. 2017 crypto is dead. 2013 crypto is dead. They kept going back like every like havings, like right before the halving happened, or right when the crash started. This is dead. 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 They just kept going back, and then it goes away, and then it says long live crypto. Yeah, I think what it's doing is right now it's like I explain people like a pinball machine. Right now it's like the ball just came in and you're pulling back on that retractor, that spring, and the second you let it go this time around, it's gonna be stupid. Everybody was like, "Holy crap, this thing went nuts." No, it has not gone nuts. It has not gone nuts yet. I think it's about to. We had one time where this thing did explode, where it was like I think Bitcoin was like around, oh man, maybe like 700, $800, and then it went all the way up to like 19,000, and then it receded back to like I want to say like 8,000, 7,000. Like it went down, it went pretty far. Remember that? Like everyone was like crying about it.
Mhm.
Um, and then we had another. It slowly started to climb back up again. It was very silent too when it did it. Just slowly started coming back up, and then the second it hit 19,000 again, where people were like, "Oh my gosh, Bitcoin just came back up to where it was when it crashed. Then it went boom. Cool. You guys just saw it at 19. Guess what? 30,000. It was like it went pretty freaking quick, but it's yeah, it's not. It's gonna go. It's gonna go. Here's something very interesting. I've been doing a lot of research, and I posted a video just recently. I was gonna do it at the end of the month, but then I decided to do it now because I saw Ethereum going to $1,200, and I was like, maybe I'll post this in July because I don't know if this is gonna go in July, like very very early July, or this is gonna happen sometime in June. Let me post it. Like, it was actually originally supposed to be posted this week. I ended up pushing it a couple days ago. Instead of the end of the week, I did it in the beginning of the week because it was starting. It was like 1,500 at the start, and it was just like I was like, oh, wait, this looks a lot sooner than what I actually thought originally. And yeah, it did exactly what was happening. Here's an interesting quote. This is one of the one of the Bitcoin market editor people, Katie Martin. She says, that's when it gets scary. Oh, hold on. There's something right before she says that. She says, the price is only and purely whatever people are prepared to buy it from you.
Yes.
That's when it gets scary for people, because if enough people head for the exit, there is no floor.
Right.
What we're witnessing right now, there's nothing to stop it to go as low as $10,000 by tomorrow. If enough people give up or are forced to sell, this will happen.
I think so yes, to a certain extent. Yes, to a certain extent, because Bitcoin was originally mainly used by the average everyday person, right? But now we have countries that are buying the dip that have a lot more access to money than the average everyday person does. Like, we have people like Michael Saylor, who has, billions of dollars worth of Bitcoin. We have people like El Salvador that keeps buying millions of dollars of Bitcoin, right? So every time that there's a significant dip, the people that have access to a lot more money are asking themselves, do I buy more right now? And when they buy more, we're not talking about one or two coins. And because it's a lot lower and the market cap is a lot lower than what it was in 2020, it doesn't take as much money to move it as it did in 2020, let's say. Like, it takes a lot less money to move it from 20,000 to 25,000 than it would from 60,000 to 70,000 or 60,000 to 65,000 back in 2020. You know what I mean?
Yep.
So I do think that once we get low enough, all it's going to take is just a little bit. I know that people in crypto don't want to hear about this, but a little bit of regulation. And once the regulation is acceptable, and it's going to fly, the companies that have access to a lot of money are going to be buying in bulk, and it's going to slingshot it from a price that, we were scared of to a price that everyone's going to be excited to buy. And that's how it always works. People are going to be like, oh, I can't buy it, it's too low. And then it's going to get higher, and they're going to be like, I'm going to buy it now.
Yeah. People's thinking. So a couple things did happen within the past 24 hours. This is like hot off the press. We did see. So I do have a video coming out towards the end of the month, and I'm just like, you know what? I'm gonna post it out later in the month because it doesn't really affect anything. It's just a strategy that I'm doing Dude, okay. So the market right now, if you go to coinmarketcap.com, anybody out there listening, just scroll down, go to their website and just scroll down, and you'll see every single crypto is in red. Every single crypto is in red. Everything. Like right now, I just scrolled down through the top 100, and they're all in red. Red candle lights are burning, meaning the market is down big time. Big, like I don't think I've seen it like that ever. Like even when crypto was crashing, there was maybe like out of the top 100 that 10 of them were green, 12 maybe were green. No, this is 100 out of 100 red. Even the stable ones, the
Yeah, I seen that
USD,
shit.
the tethers, yeah, everything is red. It's crazy. So this is what's going on. Binance, the world's largest global crypto exchange, paused all Bitcoin withdrawals for a few hours. It said it was due to a stuck, and they quote, stuck transaction, even though nobody believed it. The second thing, crypto lender Celsius did the same shit.
It took them 3 days to open their mouth as to what happened too.
Yeah. It said extreme market conditions, quoting again, rather than technical difficulties. So now Coinbase Exchange has just announced it is laying off 18% of its workforce, blaming in part of the crypto winter.
So how do I say this?
There's one more.
Okay, all right, go.
Before you capture your thought on that one. The third thing is, and keep in mind, within the last 7 days, we've seen 31,000. With the last 7 days, 31,000 to 20,000. We've seen that type of a drop. Number 3 is spoke investors started to sell off even more Bitcoin. So the first two caused the panic, and now people are starting to withdraw, and they think that this panic is the start of a further tumble. So, what do you got?
Okay, so I don't necessarily disagree, but I think because of what happened in 2020 of us testing all-time highs with cryptocurrency, a lot of people lost vision of what crypto is and what crypto is supposed to do and where crypto is supposed to take us as a society. We're heading into Web 3, right? Web 3 is the next evolution of our technology and our society, essentially. How we interact with each other, technological advancements, it's all going to come in the way of Web 3 over the next decade, if you ask me, right? Who am I and what do I know? Who the hell cares? So who's asking me? Whatever. Anyways, the point is, because so much money was flooded into the crypto market, all people saw was the value of cryptocurrency as a dollar amount. And that's not the point. The point is not the crypto that I hold is worth a certain amount of dollars. Once people realize that the crypto that I hold can allow me to access things, can allow me to do things, its value will no longer be tied to an actual dollar at that point. Right? And I don't want to offend anybody. I don't want to make anybody upset because at the end of the day, job losses are never good. But I think because the influx of money that came into the industry, people didn't understand how to run businesses like a business. And they hired too much. They took on a lot more financial strain than they probably should have. And they weren't running businesses as businesses. You know, Mark Cuban was in the news right now talking about how crypto firms sustained by cheap, easy money, which is essentially exactly what I just said. Money was stupid cheap, right? We had Doge coins and dog coins and Shiba coins that were running billions of dollars for
Mhm.
no reason. Even the developers were like, we're just a meme. Why do we have billions of dollars? They didn't even understand it, right?
Yeah.
And this is the flush that is essential to get rid of that cheap, easy money so that people actually understand this is a business and these are actually tech projects, right? You know, I've said to a lot of people, once people understand that NFTs are not just a picture, that's when NFTs change. But as of right now, people in the last 2 years have been willing to spend $10,000 and more, billions of dollars. We look at Beeple's collection that sold for $69 million. They're just buying pictures. But there's an actual smart technology behind what NFTs are capable of. Like for instance, I have NFTs that I've bought that are mining me cryptocurrency. So I put them up, and every day they earn me more crypto. Right? There is
Mhm.
more utility in NFTs than what the average everyday person and the average everyday NFT developer or releaser is utilizing the platform right now. And it's almost essential for this flush that needed to happen to get us to that next stage of evolution where people say, okay, either my business fails or I learn how to take this business to the next level.
Yeah. Yeah.
And I know that I just quoted Mark Cuban's article, but I haven't even read his article. So I'm pretty sure he's going to say something along the same lines as me.
So what does it say then?
So he says that there's a lot of projects that have no valid business model and it will eventually die out. He
Yeah.
says in stocks and crypto, you will see companies that were sustained by cheap, easy money, but didn't have a valid business prospect, and they will disappear. It says that the crypto industry took a further hit this week after Celsius Network and crypto lending platforms with 11.8 billion in assets under management absolutely stopped withdrawals. Major cryptocurrency plunged following the announcements, with the price of Bitcoin touching 20,000. As the combined market capitalization of crypto slipped below. Okay, here's to put it into perspective. Okay, in 2020, the crypto market cap was over $2 trillion. Right now, it's under 1 trillion. I
Jeez.
know that one and two sound like, oh, they're just small numbers. We're talking trillions here. Trillions of dollars have been pulled out of the market. And it was as okay, as surprising as it sounds to hear that a trillion dollars got pulled out of the market. We should have been that surprised that $1 trillion got flooded into the market that
Mhm.
quickly. It's the same thing when we look at crypto charts or stock charts. We usually say, okay, if it went up this quickly, it usually has to come back and test certain support and resistance lines. When $1 trillion gets flooded into the market, where does it test those resistance and support levels? Well, shit, it's doing it right now.
Well, a lot of that when it comes into like right now, um, investors like to manipulate the market,
For sure.
the big ones. Um, and right now, what's happening is like honestly, I think this is what they're doing. They are manipulating it and they're trying to control it as much as they can, and they're trying to bring it down for this slingshot. Um, like right now, I was just looking at one of the tweets and they were talking about like how what do they call them, whales?
Mm-hmm.
How the whales, the same whales that put in all this, the 1 trillion, and they're pulling it all out. As they're pulling it out, and they made a grip ton of money. They're obviously the ones that are going to be manipulating it. it dips. Obviously, it's gonna dip. You know, when you have 2 trillion and they can come together and take 1 trillion out, it's gonna dip instantly the second they start pulling out. It's just what it is. They made their profits. They're out. Everybody starts freaking out. They start dipping too, but they're the ones that lost some money. Maybe they're in the green a little. Right now, people are still in the green, even if they pull out right now, barely in the green. But if they're just like, no, you know what, I'm a little bit in the green. Let me pull out right now, so that way I at least have some kind of, I made like a couple $100, couple $1,000 maybe. Um, like honestly, I really do think, and like you said, we're gonna see $500,000 eventually. Um,
Eventually.
eventually.
I'm not saying tomorrow. Calm down, people.
I know they're like when, when moon, when moon. Remember that?
Yeah.
um, I like it's. I was reading something else with the stock market, not crypto, just normal stocks. And there's a thing here that says expect a bear rally before markets fall even further. Some kind of bear rally. These things could easily, the other thing I was mentioning from that lady that I quoted, easily 10K. It could easily go to 10K. Resistant levels, they're talking about like, hey, let's test this thing out anywhere between 12 to 15K. And see what people do. Are people going to say like, ooh, this is a good time to buy in? And if that resistant level holds, all those investors that pulled out when this thing was about 40K, or even right now when it was at 30K and it dropped down to 20K, those same people are going to buy right back in right when it hits there. And they're going to do it very slow. They're going to be like, hey, let's put it in now. Let's put it in now. Wait a little bit more. Wait a little bit more. Mark Cuban, I know he was pretty big on Doge. I think Elon Musk was influencing the crap out of that, like that whole thing. When we first talked about Doge and Elon Musk and what everything was doing, this thing was like 2 cents. And I remember you and me talking about it, and you're like, this is stupid. This is a meme coin. They're making a joke out of it. And anybody who invests on this thing is dumb because there's nothing on this. There's absolutely.
I didn't even want to buy it, but once it started running, I bought it, I made my money, and I got the hell out.
Yeah. They're like, this is nothing. Oh, I'll share a little bit, but I won't share all my earnings on this thing. I bought in when it was like at 2 cents, my first go around. It jumped up to about 5 cents where it's at right now, and I bought in some more. It moved it a little bit when we really started, when it wasn't just Elon Musk talking about it anymore. It was like Mark Cuban talking about using it within the Dallas Mavericks basketball team as a currency, and then Snoop Dogg and like other people were just talking
AMC
about like
theaters and whatever.
Yeah, like it was just like, I think it hit like 6 cents. It might have hit 7 cents. And that's when I kept telling you, dude, I'm actually seeing it here in the States being used. Like, get some now. And this shit went all the way up to like almost 70 cents.
Mm-hmm.
Now, I'm not going to share any numbers, but Next Level knows how much I like to invest in when I do invest. And I invested, well, you know how much I invest every time I want to put in. Well, I didn't put in just 1 or 2 or 3 times. I put in 5 times. And that went from where it was at, single cent, all the way. I pulled out when it was at 65 cents, put it that way.
Wow.
So you're probably thinking like, holy crap, dude.
Yeah, that's some bread.
That's some bread. And you know what? I'm looking at it right now. I put that money, I put that money on Tether, USDT.
Mm-hmm.
So let it just sit there. Because I don't want to get taxed. I don't want to get it. I'm like, nope, it's just sitting there. And I'm looking at it right now at 5 cents. And I'm thinking like, you know what?
Do I do this again?
Dude, I'm like staring at this thing. I'm just like, hold on a second. And I know we're not done with this crypto winter. I know we're not done with this whole maybe possible bear rally, new bottom, testing new bottoms. There's so many things. And like you said, you got to be comfortable and you have to just be like, screw it. Here it is. See what happens. Good luck. I don't think Dogecoin will ever hit below 1 penny. I think it's past that 1 cent mark. I don't. It's really hard to, obviously if we had a crystal ball shoved up our asses, we all be freaking millionaires. I honestly do not know if that's even a possibility. It could be. It very well could be. And honestly, I actually could see this thing getting right below a penny, and then I think I made a comment before to you. I said that I could see Bitcoin hitting 100,000, but at the same time, I know the halving is not until another year and a half from now, ish, right? The next halving.
Yeah.
I could see it. I the more that I was looking into it, the more I was like researching it. I don't see that 100K until that happens, actually, which means this thing by the end of the year, it could very easily still be at anywhere between 20 to 30,000. It could drop down to 15K and then slowly make its way up to 15,000.
The thing is that the crypto market is a lot bigger than what we understand. And it's almost, in my opinion, been like the wild wild west when it comes to financial, um, the financial sector in the last 2-3 years. We
Mhm.
see things on crypto platforms that the average everyday person has never seen in regards to anything when it comes to investing, right? Anything at all, staking, um, earning percentages. Some places even allow you to almost bet on if it's hitting a certain price, if it goes up or it goes down, right? The other thing is there's a lot of big companies out there that have crypto backed loans where they've taken out a certain amount of money that's based on crypto. And here's the thing, there's a lot of money sitting on $20,000 that are based on crypto backed loans. So
Mhm.
what happens is, and I think this is very likely, if we lose that $20,000 mark, then the places that the loans are issued from, they come knocking. They're like, "Hey, it's time to pay back your loan now."
Mhm.
Because what you have that loan backed on is now worth less than what the loan is. And I'm talking about billions of dollars. I'm not talking about a couple like million or whatever. I'm talking about billions of dollars are in crypto backed loans. And once we break under a certain point, it will cause another flash crash. And in my personal opinion, I wouldn't even be surprised if we hit around that $12,000 mark. I wouldn't be. I hate to say it, but I'm also not a fly by night crypto investor.
Mhm.
Like, I'm in this for the long run. Like, the amount of money and the amount of time and the amount of lifestyle that I've invested into cryptocurrency, it's not leaving me. It is staying with me for the rest of my life. Everything about my life is about crypto now. Everything.
Yeah. I wouldn't be surprised if that happens. Um, Investors, and then here's the thing. Here's the thing that so many people want to control Bitcoin. They want to control the crypto market. They want to control it as much as they can. And these people that are manipulating the market, these big whales, what's happening is with these loans, if somebody lended out at, like you said, 20K, and if it goes anything lower, now their loan is worth a lot less, and that's when people are probably going to be like, here's the money back, because it's less than what they took out, and that company is going to lose millions. They're doing this to teach a lesson to these people, you people, because you cannot control this thing as much as they want to. There was something else. I wish I would have saved it. There was something else that said businesses will go bankrupt as soon as this thing begins to go below 20K and consistently stays below 20K, because that fear, like you said, of them knocking on people's doors is not going to be like, hey,
Listen,
let me just call you every night. It's gonna become like, holy crap, like we are, like it's kind of like what happened with the housing market back in the 90s, where people were buying more than what it was worth, and they were getting loans more than it was worth, and became upside down with home loans. Now they're doing the same exact shit with crypto, where they're beginning to get upside down. And again, every time this thing goes a couple $100, if it goes from 12,000 to 19,500, they just lost a grip ton of money. If it goes down to 19,100, they lost even more. If it goes down to 18,500, they're probably freaking out at that point. If it goes like 15K, they're probably looking at bankruptcy at that point. I think what's going to happen, and I don't think it's going to take much. I like, honestly, these companies do not think like how volatile this market is, and when they see that, like you said, they lose millions because they've done it to so many people. And when they do that, they will be forced to go into bankruptcy, and all those people that didn't pay probably scot free. They're like clean their hands. They're like, hey, cool, you guys went bankrupt, whatever. I don't owe anybody nothing. And I have a feeling, there's an article about this that was saying that we will see companies and probably crypto tokens, crypto coins, maybe even crypto games, because they're doing the same thing with the whole, lending, that they will end up in bankruptcy because of stupidity.
it's almost like we are feeling the effects of 2020 right now. Now, I chose my words very carefully because it's not the after effects. The effects that we were supposed to feel, but all the countries were supported by quote unquote stimulus packages. We're talking in the numbers of trillions that was printed and funded and flooded into these markets, right? Well, now that trillions of dollars is being tested and it's coming back out of the market because the money has to come from somewhere and
Yeah.
it has to be paid back somewhere, right? A lot of people, the average everyday person who got some of these stimmy monies, dropped it right into crypto. And now they're starting to realize that, well, now I need that money to survive. So what do? You pull that shit out and you pay your bills with it.
Mm-hmm.
So we are feeling the effects of 2020, not the after effects. What we're going through right now is technically what we should have been going through in 2020. It's just been put off by 2 years because of the stimulus plans.
Yeah.
So,
What else you got?
well, Bill Gates, he's in the news. Bill Gates says that crypto and NFTs are a sham. Says, screw your NFTs. This is also from the guy who brought you the coronavirus. I mean, that's not me. That's not a conspiracy theory. I don't know what you're talking about. I didn't say nothing.
The coronavirus.
So this guy says that these digital asset trends are 100% based on the greater fool theory. The Microsoft co-founder said Tuesday at TechCrunch conference, referencing the notion that investors can make money on worthless and overvalued assets as long as people are willing to bid them higher. Gates added that he is not long or short on crypto and that he mocked Bored Apes NFTs, joking that expensive digital images of monkeys will improve the world immensely. Sarcasm. He says, I'm used to I'm used to asset classes like a farm where you have an output, or like a company where they make a product. His comments come at a big as Bitcoin and other cryptocurrencies are crashing. Bitcoin hit an all-time high of 69,000 in November in 2021, and since then it's dropped down significantly. And crypto exchanges Coinbase announced that they're laying off 18% of the people. Gates has previously doubted crypto. In 2021 interview with Bloomberg, Gates said that it was one thing for Elon and Tesla to invest in Bitcoin, but that doesn't mean that the average investor should follow his lead. I do think people get enough. I do think people get bought into these manias who may not have as much money to spare. So I'm not bullish on Bitcoin. And this is a general a general idea. I think that is going to keep happening until people start running these crypto companies as real Web3 businesses.
So I partially agree with him, but not in 2022. If this was like 2015, 2013, I would agree with a lot of what he says. But I would almost call him a fool. Big time on this. So, to an extent, the reason why I agree is because back in the day, when the majority of people did not understand crypto, the very few that did understand crypto had to go through hoops of fire to purchase crypto.
Mm-hmm.
It was not easy. If you lost your key or whatever, then you were screwed. If you lost your numbers or whatever it was, dude, you were screwed. It back then was just different. Back then, buying crypto was just a whole new different thing. Crypto has come a very long way where it is mainstream. You can purchase it easier. There is many ways that you could even get rewards with crypto. And it's becoming something that's in a talk in everybody's household now. You watch TV, you see a commercial, crypto.com, crypto arena, Coinbase, like Chronos, whatever. Like there's always something about crypto. And it's everywhere. It's like, again, everybody watches TV, and if you don't watch TV, you probably listen to the radio, the music, or something. It's there. It's being advertised, it's being pushed, it's being put in your face. So it's becoming more accessible. Now, NFTs. You and me have talked about this thing, and I know I've said it. I'm like, this is retarded. You freaking paying a grip ton of money for a PNG or a GIF or GIF, whatever you want to call it, or JPEG, whatever, and it's nuts. But when you think about it, look at the Mona Lisa. The Mona Lisa was put on a sheet of paper, and somebody put water, colors, and paint on it, maybe a little bit of oil. Think about it. Would you pay $100,000 for one sheet of paper that has water and oil and food coloring? And the only reason why is that Mona Lisa, it's one of its kind, and it's dated. It has history. It's old. It's been around for such a long time. And of course, the guy who did it was extremely well. He wasn't famous at the time when he did it. He got famous after. It's what happens with everybody. You die, you become famous. JPEGs or these PNGs, these NFTs, everything that's happening right now, a lot of this stuff is one of its kind. Some of it won't exist within 5 years from now.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe, some of it might continue to exist for the next 100 years. It might even become a brand. It might become something that is so big that icon, that image, that whatever is a big branded company that you might see as a digital laser being displayed on the sky somewhere. And you might look at it just like when people look at Nike, they're like, "Oh, look, it's Nike." It might become one of those type of brands, and you don't know which one it is until, well, you got to outlive a lot of things before it happens. But all of this stuff is one of its kind, and that's what makes it that's what makes everybody so hungry about it. So for somebody who doesn't like Bill Gates should know better, because when his computers came out and he was inventing all this stuff with PCs and stuff, um, it was one of its kind. It was expensive as shit. Not everybody could own it. Only certain people. You had to be extremely rich to
Long live the
own.
clones.
There you go. So for me to hear him, I again, I agree with some of the stuff. I think NFTs are just like, it's like, what the hell, like why? But you kind of have to take a step back. NFTs right now are very difficult to purchase. They're not easy. Like, to get NFTs through Coinbase, you have to go Coinbase, transfer it to a Coinbase's wallet. Then you got to go to your dApps and go to freaking OpenSea. Or even if people are just like, well, I don't want to go through that whole route, I just want to go directly to OpenSea. Cool. You still need a wallet somewhere that you got to load. And that means you still need something else to put your money in that you could transfer it into. You still need to do all these steps to get into OpenSea before you could get into their eBay style of, I want to make a bid on this thing. And hopefully I get it and nobody else looks at it. Or if it's a one and done buy, cool, here you go. There's still a bunch of steps to get there. And even when you're there, there's certain apps like Coinbase that make it very easy for you, that you could go to Coinbase wallet and you could look at your NFTs with one click. So it will become easier within time. Not today, sure. Not in a couple years. It's going to take a minute. It took Coinbase a minute before it became easier. Maybe 10 years for it to become this easy to purchase now?
So I would say a good 5.
Think so? 5 years?
I don't think NFTs have been around that long.
No. I'm talking about crypto, just regular crypto, like Bitcoin. Bitcoin
I don't think it really become easy to buy until the last 2 years.
Right, and that's what I'm saying. And crypto's been around for what, 12?
Yeah.
So it took them about 10 years, is what I'm saying. It took them 10 years to get to that point where it became easy. NFTs, I think there's too much research for NFTs. There's too much like, how the hell do I buy an NFT? And the steps to do it is too many to do it. I think what they're doing is they're going to find a way to mainstream it. Like, one day we'll be able to go straight to like OpenSea and purchase directly from there, like tokens or cryptos or whatever, to be able to buy, instead of going through, I got to buy from here, load up my wallet, go to OpenSea, transfer it there. You know what I mean?
Well, there's a couple things that are happening right now, which is in development, right? Exactly like what I was saying earlier. These projects are businesses that are in development right now that are going to allow projects, platforms, dApps, applications to communicate with each other. So eventually you won't even need to go to a place like OpenSea. You could literally just open up crypto.com, could open up Coinbase. Right now you can do it through crypto.com. They have their own NFT platform. They do, right? But the problem is that you can only buy what's on their platform. Eventually that's going to be opened up once these dApps are allowed to communicate with each other. We're literally right on the verge of the next evolution of digital finance. Once they understand and they get to a point where everything plays well together, it doesn't matter what coin you own at that point. Because if something is put up as, a Bitcoin and all you have is Chronos or whatever, then it could come to a point very well that it will do the conversion automatically for you. You won't have to mess with wallets. You won't have to mess with all that stuff.
So NFTs have been around, would you say 5 years now? Probably
I don't know. I kind of want to say like 3,
three
4
years,
at the
4 years.
most.
For some reason, let's see, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22. So 5 years will be 2017. I'm trying to think. In 2017, let's just say 3 years to be on the safe side. I think it took 10 years for crypto to make it for Bitcoin tokens, whatever, to be this easy to purchase. I think with NFTs, it's probably going to be maybe, I don't know, 6 years. I want to say we're maybe halfway there. You know what I mean?
Maybe.
Maybe a little sooner, maybe a little later. I don't know, but I don't know. When you guys do invest, just always do your research. Right now, the market is doing so much, and you never like the video that's going to be coming out that I keep thinking about redoing it just because how the price is right now. It's $10,000 less than what when I recorded that video because I was doing my example in Bitcoin. I literally like this is what I did. I went into Cash App and I showed people how to purchase in Cash App and how I'm doing it. I'm like, okay, look, 30,000 is the line. If it goes a little bit over, sell. If it goes a little bit under, buy. And it's because it was doing this bouncy effect for about a week. And I'm just and I was telling people this is what I'm doing. And then at the same time, I said this could very well drop down to 20K though. So keep an eye on that wave. If it's going steady up and down like this, just in that one line, cool. Do your buy. If it starts to slowly go up and down, up, down, down, up, down, down, then hold on a second. You got to wait. If it does the double down and then it pops up a little bit and then doubles down again, you got to wait until it settles down a little bit. Right now, it's settling down about 20K. This is the time to do that again because it's doing this thing. And I was like, you know what? Maybe I should redo that video because people might be like, dude, you did this video when it was like at 30,000. It's like, dude, I could do the video today, drop it tomorrow, and this shit could be down to 7,000. Like, you know what I mean? Like, it's that volatile. You never know what it's gonna do. So I don't know. Just everybody, just be careful. We're already, I can't believe we're an hour into the conversation already.
Right.
So we're gonna end it here. Hope you guys appreciated today's episode. We got so much stuff. There's a lot of stuff happening here, and as you guys know, we are crypto enthusiasts. We like the cryptos. We think this is here for the long haul, and yeah, we're also investors. We look into it. We're not professionals. We're not.
We're not financial advisors.
We're not financial advisors.
Your money, you're spending your money.
Yeah, we could barely wipe
me
our
to
asses.
Spend your money, then just give it to me as a donation.
There you go. There's actually a thank you button if you're watching this on YouTube that you can actually donate to us. So with that being said, we appreciate you guys. Love you guys. Stay cool. It's freaking summertime and it's hot in the LBC. But yeah. Next, anything you got before we go?
You know what I say? Thank you guys for watching and listening to another episode of Beyond the Streams. Wherever you're watching us or listening to, make sure you leave us a comment or a review so other people like yourself can find the content that you enjoy. If you're looking to be a part of the conversation or be a part of the conversation, make sure you come out to the Beyond the Streams YouTube channel every Thursday around 3 to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time so that you can also be a part of the conversation when we go live. Make sure you have your notifications turned on because you never know where the conversation is going to go and you never know who we're going to have on. So we'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.